circular concept and the design assignment was given to architect Vincent Kling.
Design of a modern broadcasting center is just about as complicated a problem as the architect faces today. We started our research on this almost 3 years ago, and we considered that the functionality of the building could be the strong point in generating its shape. And so we considered, as you remember back in the beginning, what would be the demands on the studios. And we started to look at different shapes. The first shape I think we looked at was this one. Do you remember that? And we progressed the idea that possibly a central control with the studios flanking it would be a good solution. More recently, we've been looking at an eccentric scheme which flanks a larger studio to a central space and two smaller ones. And one of the most efficient spaces we can build is a square, and we examined this, but weren't too enthusiastic about it because we had some corners left over. So we examined the idea of a circular core for the control center with almost a fishbowl glass surround, and then studios around it, each one of which is a piece of pie. And so from a control point in the middle, complete visual access to each of these studios through the glazed screenway would be provided. And that seemed to be a pretty logical way to pursue the problem. It certainly had that quality of direct access to the studio, and it certainly gives a very compact schematic for the building. Now, I'd like to show you some sketches which evolved from this idea that would give us some concept of what a piece of architecture might be if it stemmed from this concept. These sketches show the circular concept in a simulated three-dimensional drawing. This upper drawing shows 3 studios flanking the master control center, and you can see how the natural form of the perimeter of the circle presents a cyclorama backdrop for each of these studios. This lower drawing is one that visualizes the upper and lower levels of the core of the building, with the master control stations at the low level and fair with the floor of the studio itself, and then a balcony with a glazed, double glazed surround, permitting the clients and observers from outside to come in, be seated, and look down and see the performance directly as it is filmed or projected.
It was decided that the 4-story building would be so arranged as 2 distinct units, with all broadcasting production activities on the top 2 floors and all administrative offices on the lower 2. Into this gigantic structure went 500 tons of reinforcing steel, 4,000 cubic yards of concrete to make up the basic floors, foundation, and frame. The complex wiring system, not including that used for the broadcast portion, if set in a straight line, would reach from Philadelphia almost to Atlantic City. For communication, 411 miles of telephone wires were installed.
What's happening, all you folks out here? You're listening to Steve West. This man says that's happening. It's hip, it's groovy, it's psychedelic, it's together, it's beyond that. It is now, it is real, it is everything that you ever wanted right here.